Okay, today we're going to review a film that I found where they're talking about linebacker fitting, but we're going to focus on the offensive lineman. So here in this first one, we're going to pay close attention to the center and right guard. All right, so we watch here as we go through running this inside zone, watching the center and right side guard, double teaming up to that backer. So they say a good blocker and a backer, but as I go through and I kind of watch here, all right, I'm able to see that backer comes across. Where does that center mess up? Right there. As soon as he throws that left hand onto that contact of that defensive tackle, there is no way for him to be able to make that block now, no matter what that linebacker does. All right, the other big thing that I'm seeing here is I'm not seeing a lot of drive out of that right guard. All right, he's getting stung. That center needs to give me a little bit better hit there, making that guy a 3 technique, and then letting that guard drive him so the center can then work up to that backer. When you got the center kind of putting that left hand just kind of on the shoulder, turning his shoulders, and got his right hand just kind of placed on the defender, not getting any pressure, that creates issues. And then that right guard, as you can also see, is not really driving. He's just trying to position block and keep the guy from that A-gap hole. So then he sets his center up for failure there. So you want to make sure here, all right, good step by the center, good, but right there, that's when it stops. Got to keep that left arm out, keep that left arm free, all right, get better drive from the guard. All right, the only thing I'd say also with that center is that first initial hit, he needs to pop that defensive lineman, make him a 3 technique, all right, as he works up to that linebacker, and then that linebacker's not going to look so hot. Instead, the offensive lineman comes out stumbling, falling on his face. All right, next one here that we're looking at, all right, paying close attention to our backside guard and tackle. All right, kind of same thing here. Watch the guard. All right, not a good step here. Standing straight up from the get-go. All right, kind of patterning his feet up and down, not getting much punch. He needs to get a good solid lateral step in that left foot, right foot to the crotch of that defender, throw in that flipper or that hand, standing up that defensive tackle, letting that offensive tackle be able to come underneath. Also, that offensive tackle, all right, a little bit here, he just picks and puts his left foot up and down, all right, but he's still not on a bad track, but he needs to get that helmet across that defender for that drive. Also, same thing here with that right guard. Watch how that left hand right there comes engaged. All right, he's getting his left hand engaged. He needs to keep that left hand free. Everything should be done down the center of his nose through that right shoulder unless he crosses his face. That left hand needs to stay out. If he pops him up and he drives him and they're getting vertical push here, all right, they're going to get to that linebacker just fine and have an easy block. But instead, now he's kind of just slightly riding there and getting his shoulders turned. That allows that linebacker to come back over top to make that block. All right, so if you get a little bit more vertical push out of that right guard, keeping his left hand free unless that defender crosses his face, left tackle get a little bit more flat and get his head across the defensive tackle, then that play would look just pretty good because that running back right there cuts off of that bad block from that tight end, all right, or it's an extra offensive lineman, it looks. Maybe it's a tight end. That's 61, so it's an extra lineman there. Right here, that running back does a great job making that little cut right there. Look at that green grass there for, a good 20, 30 or a touchdown, all right, but all because of that backside guard and tackle, all right, not having their block secured, making that vertical push, it puts it in a way that now the play becomes a tackle at the line of scrimmage. All right, here's another clip we're going to look at. All right, so in this clip here, we are going to be, sorry about that. All right, so in this clip here, all right, see the middle linebackers, what they're focusing on? All right, so we're going to watch this backside guard and center working to that backer. First of all, look at the center. Got his arms out like he's going to take off flying. All right, run play. Always keep those arms down. The other thing with that center, he takes that step, all right, he makes sure that A-gap that defensive tackle is not slanting back into his face, and he should be climbing right now, head and arm up to that backer. All right, he's staying in there kind of like they're running some type of naked pass play here, but it's being handed off, so they need to make sure they secure that nose, all right, all the way up to that middle backer. Should be an easy block. Once again, here on this one, kind of watching through, you can see that the 71 who comes across the screen. It looks like 71 comes across the screen there, misses that inside cut. But if he gets that inside kick out block right there on the edge there on the left, he gets that good kick out, and then 61, that left tackle, is going straight up there. He's got that backer, everything's sealed. It's one-on-one running back in the safety. So these right here is just a few key things, that we got to look at, especially in the run game. Always staying square, keeping those shoulders square. When you're double teaming, keeping your outside hand free on those double teams so you're able to work up to the backer, and then getting vertical push. That is the big thing in the zone game that sometimes people lose sight of, is they think it's more soft, fit up, and kind of run with the guy. But no, it's still aggressive, it's still physical, coming up, hitting, making a strong double team, getting vertical movement, and working your way up to the backer.